Welcome to your new weekly preview show with me, Jordan Edwards.
On this time, McCarrick! Yeah! 1-0 to Tranmere! Oh my word, Barlow! They've got a ball! Colin Jennings, James Norwood! James Norwood has scored it! Reese with the cross, the header, it's in! It's Colin Jennings!
We'll be bringing you loads of content, exclusive from behind the scenes from the campus, features with the first team players, highlights from previous games and loads more. And don't forget, if you sign up to our YouTube memberships, you'll get early access to this show, plus loads of other amazing content. So click join on the channel or the link in the description. We kick off the season here at Prenton Park on Saturday in front of the Super White Army against Walsall, and we can't wait to see you all back in your numbers. Here's some clips that we've picked out from opening day games.
Away we go. Change of direction didn't pay off, and Thomas clears to Tranmere. It's only Aldridge ahead, and Dace has lost it. Now Aldridge with a chance, and he scored. A complete mistake by Liam Dace. Are set to join the attack. Malkin! Oh, what a goal! Ho, 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 ho. Screamed in.
Cometh the new look Tranmere. Record signing Sean Teal to strengthen things at the back. Gary Bennett to add flair to the attack. The emergence of youngsters such as Ian Moore and Danny Coyne installed as the #1 goalkeeper. To impress on his home debut. Nevin just outside the box. Rovers still a goal down. Bennett. Wide on the left, taking on Smith. Oh, he goes in, he goes out, a brilliant ball in. Styles dropped it and O'Brien scored. Liam O'Brien has equalised for Rovers, brilliantly made by Gary Bennett, but I don't think McStowell will be happy. Rovers 2-1 down now. Mungal, Kenny Irons, just outside the box. Gordon Cowan's in front, they've left Aldridge and he's equalised! 2-2! John Aldridge, the man who can't stop scoring goals, is off the mark for the new season.
A somewhat rare treat for Tranmere, who've had their fair share of first-day disappointments in recent years. Robbie Weir's first senior goal helped buck the trend against newly promoted Chesterfield. Another throw almost led to a second, Andy Robinson and Adam McGurk combining to set up Lucas Akins. But despite the miss, a result that Les Parry described as perfect.
Now, stand by for something Tranmere fans don't get to see very often. You probably start to think it's going to be your day when the left back, who has managed just 1 goal in 3 years for the club, opens the scoring. After Zumana Bakayogo struck gold, who could blame him for celebrating with the Mobot? Orient's David Mooney came close to a spectacular equaliser when he span 180 degrees, but was denied by Owen von Williams' outstretched fingertips. Rovers hope new striker Jean-Louis Akpa-Akpro will be making frequent appearances on the score sheet. The early signs are good. He was on target again when James Wallace, who has made the trip across Merseyside from Everton this summer, found him with a perfect cross. The only blot on Rovers' copybook came 3 minutes from time when Orient's Jimmy Smith was sandwiched by Wallace and Ben Gibson, and the referee pointed to the spot. Michael Symes dispatched a penalty and then tried some Olympic handball. Both he and Von Williams were booked. Nothing could spoil Rovers' day though.
Loads of great memories there, and let's hope for more of the same on Saturday. Now, it's been a tough pre-season for the lads down at the campus, so let's have a look at what's been going on this past week and see how they've been preparing for the opening day.
Innocent. Hi, mate.
Oh, lad, it's absolutely rock hard, mate. Hello there. What is happening?
Morning. Ross. Ben. Ross. Jay. Jonah. Ben. He's been expecting it back, was you? Hey, Ross. Straight little step. Good, up you get. Good. Good, up you get.
Three lines for me, chaps. Backwards, up, up. Got it. Click the heel, 1 every 3. Perfect. After this, we'll go over. Yeah. And then front men. Josh, you front men. Hand over the head, pull back on the foot.
Yes, big man! Yes, close to front!
Get out, as soon as it goes past me, I'm changing my pace to get into there. I'm jumping on it quick. Yes, go!
Great pass, Paul. Brilliant. Make sure that midfielder opens it up, Paul.
You ready? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. To me, in. Set little drifts, little peels. There you go. You're in. Finish. There you go. Yes, man. There you go. There, just like that. Yeah, go on in. Get on, quick, go on in.
Babe.
Finish those things.
They go in them ones.
Okay, things, there you go. Get on to it. Finish. Get on.
Loads of hard work going on down there at the campus. We just want to say a big thank you because we've just hit over 3,000 season tickets sold, and a little reminder, if you haven't got yours yet, they're still available in store and online. Also, matchday hospitality and sponsorships are available for every game this season, so you can contact Debbie Q at tranmererovers.co.uk. On this week's episode of the Rovers Ramble, we spoke to Tom Davis and we asked him some questions about his fellow teammates. So let's have a look at how he got on.
First one, who's the grumpiest in the changing room?
See, I'm going to say Powell because his nickname already is Grumpy. Not because he's actually grumpy, but there's another reason for that, but which I can't divulge. But I'm going to say Glatzel, yeah.
Funniest?
Who makes me laugh? I think Kieran Morris. Funny stupid is just like, he's just way off the scale. So in terms of lad who makes me laugh the most, it's Kieran, yeah.
What was it like for Elliot? Because obviously he's come from part-time football. Did you see did it hit him when he first come into professional football?
Yeah, as I think it would anyone. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously buzzing. He's obviously dead happy. Because that's similar to what I did. You know, I mean, I came in a different route to most, and it's just nice to see someone who obviously had such a great season last year, and he's now trying his arm in the professional game. And yeah, he's just he's always happy, he's always loud, and I think he's loving it. So it's it's nice to see around the place.
Next one is there anyone always looking in the mirror?
Ryan Watson, hands down. He came in with his long hair and then whipped it all off, and he's like, oh, should I go back? Do I keep it short? Do I do this? Do I do that? Loves himself in the gym. So yeah, Ryan Watson all day long.
Yeah, we took his green screen pictures when he first signed, and I think it was pretty much the next day his hair had gone, so I thought I have to redo that.
He had products in it all the time. He said, oh, it's just too much work to keep it how I want it, so he's whipped it off. But it's definitely Ryan Watson, hands down.
Messiest? Is there anyone really messy around the changing room?
Messy? I don't think we are, because I think you'd get fined. There's Scotty Davis and Clarkey and that are quite strict on the fines. So we're quite good, to be fair. And there's Chid and Ollie who help around the place and keep the place spick and span. So no, I think we've got quite good a good grasp over that at the moment.
To be fair, I think Mickey has mentioned it in the past. He's quite big on keeping the place clean and tidy and respecting your workplace, I suppose. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I think like if you go away to an away changing room and you leave it grubby, it's just poor. Do you know what I mean? So I think we've got enough experience in the changing room to know that if anyone was untidy, they didn't know about it, sort of thing.
Most skillful in training or in matches that you've seen?
Glatz again has got quite a bit, but I'd have to say Duffy. I'm allowed to say Duffy? Well, I've said Duffy now, haven't I? Not Duffy. He's frightening. Carl McManaman's very fast, got a big chop, got the chop on him, but I'd have to say Mark Duffy is different level, yeah.
What about the toughest? Who's the hard man? Might be more than one, I don't know. Probably is.
Yeah. I wouldn't like to get in a fight with Nat, probably. Even though
really?
he's the friendly man, he's the big friendly giant, but there's a lot of him. Clarkey, obviously, Manny, Fiends, Jay. I reckon Jay can be a little pit bull. Well, that's what I said before. I'm glad now that I'm on this team rather than playing against it, because I think there's a few of us who can handle ourselves. So if it came down to a fight to win the league, I think we'd be top.
Yeah, I think a few referees been on the end of Clarkey down the rear. I wouldn't like to have been there in that situation.
Yeah. We had the poor lad for about 3 of our pre-season games, and he's just said, "Thank God I'm not doing you again." For a while. We had about 5 or 6 of us just shouting at him. But it's a strong-willed changing room, definitely.
Quickest player of the team?
We had a race yesterday, actually, and I don't know who won, but I'd put my money on Josh Cogley, I think.
Yeah.
Or Fiends, maybe. Josh Cogley or Fiends, or Charlie Jolly as well. But if I was a betting man and I was allowed to, it'd be on Josh Cogley, I think.
Yeah, I think Josh is a player that a lot of people have been impressed with pre-season. How was he bedded into the team? Yeah,
really well. He's a runner, which helps. At first, from day one, he was top of the running every day, and I think that's just sort of give him confidence. And he's started really well in all the games. He's played well. He's, as I said, fit as anything. So he's going to be a massive asset to us this season, I think.
And I think one that no one really likes to answer, but we'll ask it anyway. Who's the slowest?
Can't say myself, can I? Got a back there. Well, I'm going to go easy and go the keepers. Joe Murphy. Them two. I wouldn't like to see that race. But if I say any of the players, like I just said, they're all hard, so they'd probably smack me. So I'm going to say the 2 keepers, because they won't listen to this either. So it's
And talking about fastest and slowest, who can run the furthest? Who's the marathon runner? Might be Josh. We'll just touch on him then, yeah.
Cogley. Short distance, long distance, run all day. Josh Cogley's an absolute machine. It's frightening. So yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good down that right side this season, I'm sure.
I think I remember seeing as well, first few days pre-season doing the side-to-side at the campus, and he was well out in front. So yeah, I believe you on that one.
It just doesn't affect him. There's like, he comes off and everyone was like, oh my God, that was so hard. And he's just like, right, what time are we doing the gym? And it's annoying. It's annoying, but he's good at it. Yeah.
I thought that would be nailed on for Jay Spearing, but obviously I've not seen enough of Josh Cogley to make a decision.
Jay Fiends, Josh, Jolly, to be fair to him, are all sort of top of the running, I'd say. They're sort of the fittest lads. And then there's another group, and there's another group, and then there's my group, which is just further back. Me, all the centre halves sort of get to go together. But as I said before, we're sort of all marrying up now, and it's fit group.
And we touched before, you might not have been able to go on a night out yet. I'm not sure with your fellow teammates, but who are the best and worst dancers that you might have seen?
I've definitely put myself in the worst dancer. I've just got no rhythm. I think it's the stiff centre half sort of thing. Who had the best moves? We did go on a night out. They gave us sort of like a Friday afternoon, evening to have a few beers, and there wasn't much dancing. There's just a lot of two-stepping nowadays, isn't there? There's a lot of too cool for school. So I wouldn't say there's any standout dancers, but I think myself, Clarkey, and Nat might be up there with the worst.
And in the changing room as well, who's in charge of music? Who's the DJ?
I think it's Hodgie, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
He sort of does the music in the gym in the day to sort of get everyone going, and then I think that just rolls into Saturday as well. But he's got some good tunes, to be fair to him. There's never any complaints. He changed it up, so like Monday morning will be a bit more like mellow and a bit more chilled out in the gym, and then obviously match day it's just like getting everyone going, mental tunes. But no, he's good, and so I think he'll be staying on it this season. Yeah,
I think for as long as he's been here, whenever we've asked that to anyone, they've said Hodge, so we must be doing something right.
No, he's brilliant. He's like, normally fitness coach ends up getting the cold shoulder from the lads because he's making you run and he's putting you in pain and that, but he's absolutely brilliant. I think he's probably one of the best I've had fitness coach wise. So he's sort of one of the lads, but also you don't want to cross him. So he's good, and no one's going to tell him his music's bad either.
What sort of stuff have you got then on the pre-match playlist?
I wouldn't even want to know. That's not my forte at all. I'm more old school. So I just listen to that. Try and sort of zone out and just get myself ready for the game.
And just briefly as well on the sort of Hodge and the sports science, we were speaking to Mickey on the first episode of the podcast about how it sort of changed throughout the years. Have you seen a big change since the start of your career to now?
Yeah. I remember my first pre-season under Graham Alexander was just running to the point of you run till you can't run anymore. Coming the next day, you do the same again. Whereas Hodge has a plan. We had the full 6 weeks planned out to the session. It was like we knew what we were doing. Everyone got the same sheet, and I think we've only had one injury, maybe, which was sort of out of however many. We've had a couple of illnesses, but we've had one injury, and it's just been prepared so well. There was days when you'd come in and think, I can't do anything today, and the session would be tailored, and you'd get through it. And especially myself, after missing 11 months last year, I remember I came in and spoke to them before the pre-season started. I said, I'm gonna struggle through every session, and I have done. And so I think the medical department and Hodgie himself, it's just hats off to them because they've sort of managed everyone through it. And as I say, I can say that we've probably going to have the fittest squad in the league.
And finally, last question: future manager out the squad? Anyone in there you fancy?
Future manager. That is a good one. You know, I think you just say the older ones, Clarkey, because he's about 4 years away from doing it, so he's got to be up there. Jay, because he's already doing his coaching, does a lot of coaching at Liverpool, and Joe Maguire actually does a bit of coaching, and seems to have his head screwed on a bit. So I think one of them three probably.
Some funny answers there by Tom. And don't forget, if you sign up to our YouTube membership, you can watch that full podcast. Now let's hear some pre-match thoughts from the campus ahead of Saturday's opening game.
Okay, Ryan, changing time for you during the summer, joining Tranmere. How have you found things so far?
Yeah, really good. Everyone's made me feel welcome. I think the group's looking good. Obviously, for me, it's been back home, so a lot of positives, and hopefully we can take that into the season.
So, you started off at Everton, going back a few years ago. So things have come full circle for you coming back to Merseyside.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, this is where I'm from, and like you said, I started at Everton. And as a kid, I was there for a long time, but since I turned professional, I've pretty much been away from home. So obviously, this is the club that I used to come and watch. My dad supports Tranmere, like my family do. Like I've got friends that support Tranmere, so it's nice to be back home, and hopefully I can have a good season here.
You're a professional footballer, so you play where your career takes you. As managers come in and look, they want to take you to certain clubs. But being at a club where it means something to you in terms of passion, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, because like I said, like my family support Tranmere, and like I've got a lot of friends that'll be watching the game. So it's obviously good, a lot of positives, but it does come without the pressure as well, because more people want us to do well, and the expectations higher. So it's just something that I've got to deal with, and I look forward to the challenge.
And a lot of new faces in the squad. I think we're well into double figures for the new recruits under Mickey Mellon back again in charge.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people here. I think speaking for myself, I think everyone's made me feel welcome, and I think all the lads that I knew would say the same thing. It's a good group, and we've only known each other 6 weeks, 2 months, and I think there's a real good team spirit. And obviously, like you said, the gaffer's back, and training's been good, and everyone's got on. So it's going to hold us in good stead for the season.
Whenever you speak to, or whenever I've spoken to any of the Tranmere players about Mickey Mellon's training sessions, they say he always makes them interesting. He pushes you, but they're interesting sessions, and you feel as though you get something out of them. Yeah,
the training's been brilliant. To be fair, it's intentional. We do get worked hard, but it's obviously good and it's enjoyable, and a lot of it's with the ball, which is obviously what we want, and it's all down to putting the work in for Saturday, so we're the best prepared that we can be. But like you said, all the sessions have been good, and the detail is brilliant for us. So hopefully we can repay him on a Saturday.
And how confident are you going into the new campaign that it can be a big one for Tranmere?
Yeah, very confident. Like you said, the faces that have come in, everyone seems very good. There's a lot of lads here who've had promotions before and played higher, so I don't see any reason why we can't have a good positive season and hopefully get promoted at the end of it. That's the aim goal, and that's what we all want. So that's something that we've got to push towards, and I don't see any reason why we can't.
Yeah. So looking forward to it, Mickey.
Yeah, the players now are at a stage now where we need competitive football. The friendlies are done now, and the shadow boxing, if you like, is finished. So we're now looking forward to getting up there and competing at our level for valuable points. So it's exciting. It'd be great to be back to Prenton Park and all of the reasons. So no, it's time to get it on now.
What are you expecting from Walsall first game of the campaign? They've got a new manager, lots of new players too.
Yeah, pretty much same sort of situation as us. It'll be a club that I have no doubt will have expectations on them from their fan base, just like we have. We've seen a lot of them in pre-season. We know, of course, that Big Manny Month is there as well. So we know that it's a good challenge for us, but one that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to, as probably Walsall are, to go and fight for a really valuable 3 points.
It's no restrictions for the fans in terms of they're able to sit together, and that will help with the atmosphere.
Yeah, listen, the football's all about having support, isn't it? We all know how important support is to Tranmere. Probably Tranmere suffered as more than most, because we all know how important the crowd and the atmosphere is at Prenton Park, and what kind of atmosphere it creates for the home players and for the away ones. It certainly has a factor that happens. So it'd be great to have them back again. It'd be brilliant to see a stadium full of people again. I'm delighted to be back here, and I'm really looking forward to getting in there and being a part of that again on Saturday.
Unfortunately, that is all we've got time for on today's episode of the Prenton Preview. But if you enjoyed it, please share it with your fellow Tranmere fans. And of course, any feedback is welcome. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.
One this time. McCallum!